Do you think that the results of students correspond to what region of Sydney they reside in? And if so, or if not, why is this so?
I think there's a significant correlation between the areas of Sydney and particularly HSC results. I think we find the greater proportion of higher achieving schools are from either the North Shore, the city region, or the eastern suburbs. The exception to that's probably this little microcosm that we live in this area here, with James Roos and Balcombe Hills and obviously the King's School performing quite well. But in general, the North Shore and the eastern suburbs will far outperform greater Western Sydney.
Okay, after looking at the graph, what factors do you think affected this outcome?
I think socio-economic factors are the significant, the cause of that, and educational research is unified in the influence of socio-economic factors and achievement, particularly around literacy and numeracy.
What is your view of public and private schools? Is it worth going to a private school over a public school?
I think hold on, let me think about that again and just rephrase it. Can you just ask that question again?
What is your view of public schools and private schools? Is it worth going to a private school over a public school?
I think private schools offer far more in terms of experience for their students. If we just look at academics from selective schools such as James Roos, there's not a lot more that the school day entails, where somewhere like the King's School is about the experience of building boys into young men of substance and resilience, and the co-curricular activities and the camps and the experiences that we give them for life are invaluable. So I think absolutely I'm a fan of private education.
Why do you think there is this distinct divide between the HSC results of the east and the west of Sydney?
I think once again it's the socio-economic factors. I think people from more disadvantaged backgrounds don't have the same expectations placed upon them both at home and at school in regards to their achievement, and they're kind of self-perpetuating. North Shore schools primarily will be from white collar families who will have an expectation that their sons or daughters will continue along a similar pathway into university and so on, whereas unfortunately not all areas share that same spread of wealth.
What is the difference between your old school and this school?
I think probably the expectations of the students themselves and the families who give them this opportunity to come here. I think certainly at King's, the students come with the expectations around excellence in terms of academic achievement and excellence in terms of how they present themselves as a person. My previous school, we were certainly attempting to build a culture of academic excellence, but that was something that wasn't as ingrained in its culture as what they have here.
Do you think that the amount of money invested by parents on a child determines their HSC mark? Where do you think the money helps in boosting HSC marks?
I don't think money will buy HSC marks. I think it will provide opportunity. Certainly the facilities around recruiting great staff, providing fantastic facilities and opportunities and support are far higher at a school such as King's, that enables those opportunities for their students. And a great example of that is the patron system in the boarding house, where they essentially are there as an extra tutor for the Year 12 students. Fortunately, not everyone has access to that, and that's where we have a great advantage.
With the money that is being spent on education, is it for the teachers and resources or for the learning environment that really dictates the HSC marks?
Can you just ask that again? Sorry, I got lost.
Yeah. With the money that is being spent on education, is it for teachers and the resources or for the learning environment that really dictates the HSC marks?
I think it's tough to put it's tough to value teachers.
Could we just ask that question again?
Yeah, go on, that's all.
With the money that is being spent on education, is it for teachers and the resources, or for the learning environment that really dictates the HSC marks?
I think it's the learning environment that often helps to dictate the HSC marks in terms of the performance of a whole group, opposed to just a few individuals. And I think certainly in terms of private schools, they often have a lot more support around students and helping intervene when things aren't going quite well academically. And so within, for example, this context where we have the heads of year as academic support to look at things such as effort rating and achievement, and that's certainly an advantage. So it's not only money being spent in the classroom to provide for resources and teacher, but for extra support beyond, and that does give a distinct advantage.
Yeah. That's all the questions we've got.
All right, good.
Yeah.
Well done, boys. Good luck. How many teachers are you interviewing?
We've interviewed 3 so far.
Who you done?